Hello, Taurus. Welcome to Aries season. Almost your birthday. It is 12th house activity going on right now. Beautiful. Ace of Cups. Maybe there's a romance brewing. Maybe there's a creative endeavor brewing. Maybe there's just a feeling of stillness and peace and serenity in your heart. Maybe, hopefully. I have a feeling that Taurus is just completely opening up their arms and saying, I'm ready. And universe, whenever you're ready, I'll be there to accept it. Kind of like waiting for a package from Amazon, right? Like I'll be there waiting, ready to accept it. How exciting this is. Promise of a lot of new things, a new astrological year, beginning in your 12th house, starting from a blank slate, illuminating the 12th house stuff, any subconscious stuff that has been kind of keeping you back. It's not going to have a place to hide. So the easier, the more you confront things, the more you deal with things, the more easily your tomorrow is going to be. This card came out a lot for Aries as well, suggesting productivity. Mars in Gemini now in the second house, your natural house, is going to be creative, productive, collaborative. There's going to be a lot of out-of-the-box thinking. There is going to be a lot of agitation, a lot of movement. There is going to be a lot of drive, because where it has been somewhat sleepy and dreamlike, it's now time to get into the world. It's now time to take all those dreams and turn them into inevitabilities. And this is a card of just that. Right? Clients, customers, significant others, having the real conversations, signing the real contracts, doing the real things to ensure that it manifests in the real world. And this is such a beautiful card for Taurus because it's actually a card of like Capricorn, right? Number 3 is like the second decan of Capricorn, between 10 and 20 degrees. So the Capricorn vibe for a Taurus coming out hot and heavy here. Groundedness, practicality, everything makes sense, everything has basis. There's no questions here at all. Everyone's forthright, everyone's honest. If you're dealing with someone dishonest in a romantic capacity, this might be in a different area of your life. Okay, just FYI on that. Different area of your life. Four of Cups. See, with Mars and Gemini, everyone's gonna want to do stuff, or it's like, let's go, let's get it done, all these ideas flying all over the place. But see, because of just your natural way of being, this has nothing to do with any of the planets. This is just Taurus, period. Relaxed, think it through, have peace with it. Ensure that you're comfortable with it. No matter how exciting an idea may seem or may feel, you're going to do the period of consideration, which I think is an excellent thing to do. It's not pushing your limits too much. You're going to ensure that you feel comfortable with stuff. And even though this is something that you've been wanting, it's something that you're very excited about, it's something to be excited about, let's just make sure that it works. Let's just make sure that it's not coming from a state of overexcitement and overstimulation, which is in a way turbulence. Even though it's good and it's happy and it feels nice, it is still turbulence nonetheless. And I think you've had a lot of lessons in peace the past several months. A lot of lessons of what happens when you maintain your composure and a sense of dignity. And you're going to be putting that into practice this month, which I think is going to serve you very well. 4 of Cups is always a welcome energy because it's emotional maturity. It's emotional intelligence, and it's not impulsive at all. Sometimes we can hold out a little bit too long and the Ace of Cups can disappear. So just make sure that you're not shoving anything back in the universe's face. Accept with gratitude not with skepticism, but simply clarity. This makes sense for the 12th house activity this month, to be honest. She's representing your subconscious, what's going on, like way, not even in here, but like way back there. Past life kind of stuff, celestial information, Akashic records access. She represents all that kind of stuff. So when she comes out, it indicates that the veil between your consciousness and the subconsciousness is very, very thin. And things are going to be surfacing. Sometimes secrets come out. Sometimes the things that have been feeling repressed, like they can't be repressed anymore. And any issues are needing to get rectified, and so that's why she's here. She's here to facilitate the process. She's not going to dump you with a whole bunch of stuff all at once. She's going to open the veil, let one little piece of information come out, close the veil, and she's going to be the monitor of everything, right? She is the keeper of truth, but she's also not here to overwhelm you either. She's here to pace everything. So this is a very fortunate card, because to have the wisdom and the knowledge of a high priestess, similar to a Hierophant, gives you the advantage. And it gives you proper evolution. So if you're dealing with someone, right? If you have a relationship, if you have something that you've been keeping from someone, or someone's been keeping something from you, it's probably going to be a time when that comes out. But in a healthy, productive way, as we see with the Three of Coins. And so the Three of Wands comes out and suggests progress, as always, and it suggests prosperity. Whether it's upright or reverse is somewhat irrelevant for me. It's like the same with this card. This just reverse just means a little bit more patience, which I think you're really good at, and which is why the Four of Cups is coming out. It's like the Ace of Cups is coming. And when it comes, you'll know the right time. You'll know the right time to reach out and grab it and accept it into your life. It will be there for a while, right? No doubt in our minds that those ships are coming in nonetheless. There are no clouds in this sky. And it's a bit, I just did a podcast where I talked about the space between. And I mentioned how, like, when the sun is rising, but it's not officially over the horizon yet, we have dawn and then we have dusk when the sun goes down, but there's still light. Like, there's no sun, but there's still light. It's this space between. And I think that's really what this card represents. It's kind of like this interesting limbo land. It's very sacred this time, if I'm being completely honest with you. It's very sacred because it gives us time to process. And it gives us time to just simply live in the moment without having to always push everything through. In spite of Mars and Gemini, this particular reading, I see very, very little effort on the part of Taurus. Simply allowing life to be lived. It's not about accomplishment. You can still have goals and still do stuff, but that's not what it's about, right? Three of Coins, it's more about the process of production. It's more about the process of creativity and creation than it is about the actual creation itself. Because when we are engaged in the process, we are engaged with life itself. And I think this is a month where that really gets hit home for you on a spiritual, deep level, because 2019, I keep saying it's a year that we are becoming untouchable, meaning we are transcending our egos and we are transcending even our emotions and learning how to use our ego and our personality and our emotions as tools to be productive souls on this planet, right? To be contributors, to be creators, not just consumers. And so it's that very sacred time where that lesson is kind of sinking in. It's that time when the universe can really speak to you and say, hey, Taurus, we need to clear this up, or we need to go in this direction. So it's important for you to really listen. And it's important for you not to force anything at this point in time. I'm not always going to say that. That's not a blanket statement. It's just right now. There will come a time when I say, there's cycles, right? Cycles within cycles. There will come a time when I say, Taurus, now's the time to do the thing. Now's the time to allow love into your life. Now is the time to pull the trigger on that financial opportunity. But right now, it's all about just chilling out and observing and watching how things happen, observing how people come into your life and how they leave your life, and observing the process entirely. Queen of Cups reversed. So there's emotion at play, absolutely. See, I feel like this is someone else. It could be you. Why do I feel like this is someone else? Because I feel like this is someone who's opposite of the Four of Cups. You've got the Four of Cups, right? That's not a court card. That indicates you and the energy at play with your life. So someone isn't handling your rate at which you're moving right now. And I think there's probably someone that's trying to control things a little bit. Maybe even a little bit manipulative, right? Usually the way a Queen of Cups manipulates, sorry, let me hold up the card, don't know why I left it down. Usually the way a Queen of Cups manipulates is through silence, withholding, rejecting of sex, if that's a romantic thing. She often tries to micromanage, right? There's a lot of projections of her own insecurities onto other people. So you'll have to be careful with this one. And I think, again, your intuition serving you very well in this space, because you're going to know, right? There's a moon here, and here's a card of Cancer, which is ruled by the moon. But your connectivity to your subconscious 12th house activity and to your intuition much stronger than theirs at this moment in time. So this is probably why you are being asked to be held back, because someone else is turbulent. Someone else is freaking out a little bit. They're not able to understand their own beingness, and therefore they're projecting all their stuff onto other people. So that's why Four of Cups comes out, right? No matter what's promised, you got to make sure that it's for real. This is going to give you the patience, which again, Taurus and patience, I know you have a lot, and I know that you can get pushed really, really far. Once you get pushed to the edge, though, it's like, look out, Taurus is on the rampage. You don't want to piss off a bull too much, because it becomes like dangerous at that point, right? But you can push it pretty far. And I think luckily this person's not going to push you over the edge. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be, let's sit down, let's really talk about it. But I think you're going to need to be the leader here. Honestly, I think you're going to need to be the one that takes the lead and says, hey, look, I know there's a lot going on, but tell me what's going on with you. Maybe this person really just needs to be listened to. Maybe that's Taurus's role this month, because you're in one of the more mature seats, Tell me what's going on with you. The Fool. A card of new beginnings. And innocence as well. Naivete even. The Fool, to me, is the perfect place. This is always a perfect card, suggesting, the position of the witness, the position of the observer that we all know as people who meditate, people who understand spirituality, people who understand the ego. That there's an awareness behind all this stuff. And this is someone who lives in that awareness most of the time. Even in dealings in business, even in dealings in partnerships, you live in the awareness. And therefore, life becomes like a game. Life becomes ultimately enjoyable no matter what your money is doing, no matter what your heart is doing, no matter what your mind is doing, no matter what your friends and the list goes on. You have this sense of childlike excitement about the whole thing. So in a weird way, you don't become affected by this at all. because it's their stuff. I even had this in the Virgo reading last month. It was like, it's not them, right? It's not you, it's them. It's their stuff. And I think Taurus and actually all the earth signs are just kind of like, ugh, like, please, just, it's not my stuff. Like, you got to work out yourself. I don't see impatience with this person, though, by any stretch of the imagination. I don't. Don't expect to get what you want from this person, because they don't really have a lot to give at this particular moment in time. They just don't. They just don't have it. So you can't expect it. But if you can live and operate in, like, who cares, right? The fool is looking in the opposite direction. Who cares? You can be there, you can talk to this person, you can listen to this person, you can help them feel it, but you can't force them to wake up. You can't force them to understand. You can't force them to see the world the way you see the world. They need to develop their own perspective that is free from other people's perspectives. See, you might be a sounding board, but you're not really probably going to be offering that much advice, if I'm being honest. You're probably going to be in that position of like tough love and really making people figure out their own lives for themselves. If you are dealing with a Taurus and you're not getting the care and the energy and the attention that you're really wanting from that Taurus, please know that you probably won't get it this month, because they are literally on their own path and their own journey, and they're at a place of understanding that that's all that they can do. That's all that they can be. They can be supportive of your journey, but they cannot live that journey for you. So maybe there's still some evolution that needs to happen on your part as well. And it is your self-reliance first and foremost that will either, win the attention of the Taurus or earn the respect from the Taurus or whatever, right? Because any kind of projection or clinginess or neediness is not going to fly, and you will not be validated this month. You just won't. And you shouldn't expect it. You should never expect it. Never expect validation. You got to make that happen yourself. You got to make that happen yourself. And if you're feeling insecure in your relationship, look within to find that insecurity and the true root of that insecurity. It's not necessarily the Taurus's responsibility, If you're in a committed relationship and it's solid and you love each other and you're married and it's like a for real kind of thing, then of course the Taurus will sit down and talk to you, right? Of course they will have that conversation with you. And of course they will be amenable to making, strides, right? Taurus loves growth. It's the mountains, it's fixed earth. Of course it likes to grow higher. Of course it likes to be more substantial, but it's got to be a partnership. The Taurus isn't going to do the work for you, right? So here, Taurus, card actually of Leo. So we're getting a card of Cancer and a card of Leo, and they're both reversed, which does suggest some kind of, maybe, like I said, manipulation, maybe. Hopefully, if you're cross-watching and you're the one, hopefully you're not manipulating anybody, even from a subconscious level, right? But also strength, too, is I think that your strength is limited. Your energy is limited. 12th house. Pisces stuff, just energy limited, and you don't have a lot of resources to really go around. So only the things that are absolutely, really, truly worthy of your attention are really going to get it. You're in conservation mode, right? You're really keeping things to yourself at this point. If you are just being stubborn, that's also not fair to the people that you're dealing with too. If someone that you love and genuinely care about really needs help, you don't have to be an asshole about it and just reject them and give them tough love for no reason, simply because that's the way you love. Be careful that you also monitor your own compassion. Tough love, yes, okay, but again, know where to draw that line. Sometimes people really are drowning in their life. sometimes people really do need the support of their friends and family. Completely opposite from what I just said, yeah? So you're going to need to determine based on your own individual life and your own individual circumstances which line or which side of the line you fall. So be careful that you're withholding and you doing the tough love thing and being on your own path and all of that isn't just ego driven. Okay. This is a tough energy. It does suggest weakness. If this is someone who's overly needy, then yeah, you're going to be feeling drained by it real fast. Just limited energy. Limited energy. You don't have the patience. You don't have the desire to have the patience even. You know, this is why the Four of Cups. Like you're going to make sure that cup is worth reaching out and grabbing. Last one, we'll put the camera down. Eight of Wands reversed. See, it's not really high movement this month. There could be a lot of agitation, but not a lot of triggers being pulled, plain and simple. If there were travel plans, maybe those will shift a little bit. Maybe it won't happen. Not saying you shouldn't go. If you have them and it works out, please go by all means. But if plans change, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. We'll clarify a lot of these cards in the comprehensive. Let me put the camera down now. Give me just a second. The way I do here. Okay, let me turn it over as well. Okay, let's pull the supplemental cards with the other deck, same as last month. Okay, the Magician and the Nine of Cups, which is happiness. Magician is always beautiful for manifestation, and I think it connects beautifully with the Ace of Cups because I know you've been doing a lot of work. I know that you have been exerting yourself, methodically, purposefully, and the Magician suggests that it is now time for those things to really come to fruition. That it is time for you to see the power of your magical abilities, right? The Magician, number one, the High Priestess, number two, the Divine Masculine, the Divine Feminine. The Divine Feminine represents evolution. Sorry, I just happened to see the bottom of my clarifying deck, which is also an Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups coming out twice, amplifying the power of that as well, suggesting that it is whatever it is you're manifesting or working to bring into reality is something of a romantic capacity, just emotional stability, emotional serenity, and spiritual fulfillment as well. So kudos to you. You've been doing a really good job with whatever it is you're setting your mind to. So here is the essence of curiosity and wonder. What is possible? What can we do? Where can we go from here? What's the kind of agenda, quote unquote? And then here is allowing the process of evolution to really take hold, right? This is the planting of the seed. Let's talk about it from like a standpoint of like giving birth. Here, the sperm fertilizes the egg, right? The masculine. And here, the child is created. Evolution, feminine. Okay, so just kind of keep that visual in your mind. Nine of Cups is a card of happiness. But see, Nine of Cups versus 10 of Cups is about the individual. It's a very Taurus energy. Take care of yourself. Take care of your own business. Be self-reliant. You must be self-reliant before you can offer service to other people. One of the reasons why there's so much chaos in the world, right? We have all these people trying to help everybody, but they can't even help themselves. So we had like 20 cards just fall out. I'm not going to take those because I'm not clarifying anything specific at this moment in time. But, so here you are. Someone might need your help. Someone might need something from you. You will need to determine for yourself, or maybe the cards will come out and determine for us really which side of the line this person in this situation really falls. Okay, so let's start clarifying now. Let's start with the Queen of Cups. Okay, we got Seven of Wands. See, you're the King of Swords. You are in the position of authority in this whole thing. A card of Aquarius, like an Aquarius nature, with a card of Cancer. That's a weird combination, right? Dynamics between you and this person are strange. Okay, the very foundation of the connection, whether it is romantic, familial, friend, colleague, whatever, the foundation itself seems to be faulty. Justice coming through. See, the Justice card and the Magician card work hand in hand. This is the moment you extract the vibration. Extract's not the right word. That you send it out. This is the time when the thing comes back to you. They work together, right? Number 1 and number 11. They're partners in crime. Beautiful card of Taurus. And 3 of Swords reversed. Okay, makes sense. You're repairing damage, right? You are coming into a new era of life. And because of that new era, things fall by the wayside. Past disappointments that didn't work out, now getting rectified. Ah, there's the King of Cups, right? Or Queen of Cups, perhaps. Oh, there's a connection there for sure. So we'll talk about it. Still a past thing. I think that has a lot to do with Venus coming in contact with Neptune during Pisces, while her transit is in Pisces. Same thing with Mercury, still in Pisces. Just bringing things, continuing to bring things out of the woodwork, specifically for resolution. Again, the Magician coming out yet again. So that connects with the High Priestess there. Lots to talk about with that. Let's look at the 3 of Wands. Yep, 7 of Cups. What did I say? Make sure that you know where things are going, right? That you know that that's what you want. Wheel of Fortune, 9 of Coins, 9 of Coins, 9 of Cups. These are also partners in crime. They always come out in a pair. And when our emotional state is that of a 9 of Cups, which is happiness, you can even see the word here, then our external world reflects that exact same thing. Okay, Strength, 9 of Cups reversed, the Fool again, Ace of Coins, and Death. Okay. Death and the Tower going hand in hand. So clearly there's a lot of energy circulating around this Queen of Cups. It could be a man or a woman, right? Doesn't have to be a man, or it doesn't have to be a woman if you're a woman dealing with a male partner. 4 of Cups reversed again. I think the Ace of Cups again, 3rd time coming out. I have a feeling that the temptation to act emotionally is going to be quite strong. However, probably about 90% of you are going to fight that desire to act impulsively simply because it is the Taurus nature. You will not get pushed to that limit. I definitely don't see it. It's not going to be a bad thing. Okay. A lot of cards come out during the comprehensive, obviously, so there is still a lot to talk about. We talk normally for like another 20-25 minutes approximately. So if you want to join me for the comprehensive, the link will be down below. If not, then just take this away, right? Don't do anything unless you're sure, okay? All right, you guys. Blessings to you. Have a good April, and I will see you next month. Take care. Bye-bye.